So the game has existed before us, but it was never the same after us.
Welcome to our deep dive into the legendary mixtape run of Lil Wayne, a period that not only redefined his career, but also left an indelible mark on the hip-hop industry. Today, we're exploring how Weezy transformed himself from a talented MC into the self-proclaimed best rapper alive during the lead-up to his groundbreaking album, The Carter 3.
That was probably the first time we noticed, you know what I mean, for me, I started really getting that praise, you know, and I started really I was loving it, embracing it. But at that time on that album, definitely was when, you know, I'm seeing people in the street or just hearing from other artists. I think at that time, the confidence was strong.
The Carter 3 is a classic.
Lil Wayne's mixtape journey is a tale of relentless creativity and innovation. With dedication too, he reached a pinnacle in his mixtape career, setting a new standard for what these projects could achieve.
Motherfuckers who were already Wayne fans were familiar with how his style was changing and evolving and growing, but I think the dedication, because it was a mixtape and it got into mixtape hands and it was on Canal Street in New York, and the way it was moving, it touched a different audience that may have not have been as familiar with Wayne.
His approach to mixtapes was not just about releasing music. It was about reimagining the very concept of mixtape rap. Wayne's mixtapes weren't just a collection of songs. They were a proving ground where he honed his style and delivered it with a fresh twist.
I remember while I was putting it together and listening to them rhymes on the first one, like, yo, this is just different, bro.
Wayne's strategy was simple yet revolutionary: flood the market with quality music. He was constantly dropping mixtapes, keeping his name buzzing in the streets and solidifying his title as the king of mixtapes.
Lil Wayne would be the king of that era.
That was the days where we literally burned a bunch of CDs and passed them out at clubs, at clubs. And here, at the same time, I was still on television. I was still a hot boy. So it was different from some saying I'm a new rapper, take my new mixtape or take my new music. It was like, oh, some new music from Lil Wayne. Okay, I fuck with what this is.
But he didn't stop there. Wayne also dominated the feature game, appearing on countless tracks and crossing genre boundaries.
Like, man, there was nothing like Wayne. Like, I used to watch Wayne cut like 4 or 5 classics in a night, like joints that like would just go on to be like, it would be mind-blowing. You know, he'd get 4 verses off and then like 2 months later, 3 months later, those songs would come out. I'd be like, I can't believe this is like, you know, Make It Rain.
I was in the studio. He was smoking like he's smoking now. The only difference is he was rapping, smoking, rapping, and he did like 30 records in my face. No, Ross did like 30, and 30 records that you hear on the radio right now.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Not like records.
No, not just doing
like
shit to be doing it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Hits, back to back.
I don't think that anybody like ever in music from now and before and the future, I don't know if there'll ever be anybody that will work harder than that guy. So that was a big thing that I paid attention to as well. It was just like, he has the most insane work ethic. And
this era of dominance from 2007 to 2010 was truly the Wayne era, where he not only changed the mixtape game, but also set the blueprint for future artists.
That was like one of my main influences music-wise because of his wordplay and metaphors and stuff.
I've been continuously working with him. We've been working with each other since the beginning of my career. And you know, just like a lot of us, I rode to school listening to Dedication 1, to the Carter 1, 500 Degrees. I'm not, you know, one of the biggest Lil Wayne fans in the world, so you could just imagine what that feel like.
I go all the way back to the Hot Boy days, you know, and being 13, listening to this dude, just remembering the staple that he put on the game back then, all the way to now, you know, to have that longevity years beyond it. So for him, you know, to actually acknowledge, you know, what I'm doing right now, you know, and see it as a path the same way, you know, the longevity that he created is a great feeling to actually share that same stage and that same moment. Wayne ain't no new jack to the game, like I said, you know. He influenced a lot of styles and a lot of sounds. And I can say I was influenced by a certain sound and the flow and the cadence, you know, that he brought to the game, which was very unique. Me being a young boy in the game and listening to him, like, yeah.
I remember being on set. When he walked on set and started rapping, it was an emotional moment, for real. I was taken. That's somebody I grew up hearing and listening to. It's one of the GOATs, the greatest. A lot of people's favorite ever. I felt in that moment I could just hang my head on that moment. And if I quit today, I'd really accomplish something.
There are a lot of people that are comparing you to Lil Wayne and his trajectory in his career. You know, your work ethic, putting out so many albums in such a short amount of time, all the features that he does, all the songs that you appear on. How do you feel about that comparison? People comparing you to Lil Wayne. I would be honored.
Definitely an honor, like, that's the perfect word for it.
I had a Cash Money chain when I was 8 years old. I bought it from the beauty supply store. Foil in my mouth, bandanas, braids. I had the braids when Wayne had the braids. When Wayne went to dreads, I had the dreads. He was big on our culture. You know, being where I'm from, like, everybody loved Wayne. And then I had a real attachment to Wayne too, because he was the smallest one.
Right.
And when I was running outside with all my dogs, I was the smallest one. So it was instantly like, I'm like, Wayne. They used to call me that in football too. They used to be like, my football name was Weezy. You know how everybody have nicknames. I was Weezy.
Wayne's like my favorite rapper, like one of my tops. You know what I mean? Like, but he's so raw. He's almost like an enigma. When I met him for the first time, like, I was just so starstruck. Like, wow, that's Wayne.
I was talking about you in the interview, and I said I know Lil Wayne inspired him.
Honestly, if you want me to be honest, like, look at me. Look at me. Like, that's honestly an honor for you to say some shit like that. I'm giving that, like, it is that. So it's just like, what can I say? Like, what can I say about that? Like, it's look at me, bro. Just look at me and what you see. I learned Lil Wayne. I wanted to be Lil Wayne. I would talk, when I was younger, girls would say I looked like Lil Wayne, so I would run with that. And I would wear the fedoras, and I would wear the tight polo tees with the skinnies, and wear the Vans and shit. And back then, you know what's crazy? This is why my parents don't be on my ass that much. Back then, I ordered a fake piercing off of Amazon, and it was a magnet. And I had it right here. And I used to wear it every day like I was Lil Wayne.
That's like seeing your kid come out the room and, you know, looking just like you. That feels amazing.
Exactly.
The mixtape run was all leading up to something monumental, the Carter 3. This album was a masterpiece that embraced the scattered, manic production that Wayne had been perfecting over the years. It included hits like Lollipop, which served as Wayne's assertive crossover into the mainstream.
I think when I first started out, I just wanted to be just as important as Lil Wayne, because I felt like nobody was ever going to be as big as Lil Wayne, like during like Lollipop times and obviously like Carter 3 times. And, you know, I just never seen rap be that, it just was it was like this bright flashbulb. Like, I just never seen it look so massive and so big.
The album's success was staggering, selling 1 million records in its first week and winning a Grammy for Best Rap Album.
The Carter 3, Lil Wayne.
Yes, sir.
Did you trip out? Clearly you knew the album was dope, but did you think that was possible to do? Because you did that back to back.
We dropped The Block Is Hot. It sold like 114,000 the first week or 95,000, and that was the equivalent and the impact of selling 1 million point something a week. And I remember I was like, wow, I'm just can't do nothing but thank God.
Lil Wayne's mixtape era wasn't just about his own success. It was about setting a new standard for the industry. He redefined the art of rap, taking instrumentals from other artists and making them uniquely his own. His influence is seen in the rise of artists like Drake, Nicki Minaj, and the entire Young Money crew, who have redefined pop culture.
When we went on that tour, and we said Young Money, we said YMCMB, the whole world said it. The whole world just gravitated to that energy. I don't think anybody else has done that. Like, it wasn't just a label and these are my label mates. No, we were a family. And the results were that Young Money has been running the urban music, I don't want to say industry, but just the channels and the waves of music for years. And that was what made Young Money special. And I was a part of that. I was a part of the beginning.
Wayne don't get enough credit for a lot of shit.
Like with the whole Young Money, like we was, when you think about where we was at with it, like Drake was Drake from Degrassi and Nicki was Nicki from the DVDs and the mixtapes and Gucci and all of that she was doing, and I was me from the Smack DVDs and mixtapes and all of that. But Wayne was Wayne. He was on the verge of it was right before Lollipop. He was on the verge of becoming Wayne.
Right.
When he became Wayne, 1 million records sold first week, Carter 3, he took everybody. Before it was artist bus and we all had different buses, it was fuck it, y'all just on my bus. And I give him a lot of credit for that because he didn't have to put us on the stage with him at the height of his shit.
Wayne's mixtape legacy is so profound that it's hard to imagine the current state of hip-hop without his contributions.
You can't talk about rap music and not mention Lil Wayne. You know, he changed the game.
Even after the massive success of the Carter 3, Wayne never stopped evolving. He continued to reinvent himself, using albums as a canvas to showcase his dizzying wordplay and punchlines.
I was gonna say too, man, I never got a chance to tell you, but yo, Mona Lisa,
Yeah.
your 2 verses on that shit gotta be like, it's gotta be like one of the like top 5 verses of all time.
Man, thank you, man. Thank you, man.
And the way that I love when rappers are able to tell a story.
Exactly. Man, who you telling?
And don't compromise any of the punchlines. Like,
oh no.
Yeah, everything was like so, man, I just want to tell you, man, it's great to see you me still doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like
that right there alone is beauty of it. It shows the beauty of what we do. Period.
Yeah, man, it's definitely an art to this, and man, you got it mastered, and you
likewise.
I mean,
man.
you've had it mastered, but
man, likewise, man. You already know.
Thank you, man.
Shout out K-Dot too. He went brazy on that joint too.
Yeah, absolutely.
His mixtape, Sorry for the Wait, is a testament to his enduring relevance, with millions of views and downloads on platforms like DatPiff. Lil Wayne's mixtape run leading up to the Carter 3 was more than just a series of music releases. It was a transformative period that reshaped his career and the hip-hop landscape. Through his innovative approach to mixtapes and features, Wayne not only claimed the throne as the best rapper alive, but also paved the way for future generations of artists.
I think he is one of the greatest rappers alive, truly, like, you know.
I don't think I'm better than anybody personally. I don't think I'm better than anybody spiritually. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm better than anybody in any way or form or fashion. But as far as this rap thing, I think I am better than everybody.